Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I am your host Connie, and today we are here with the Ghost of Molly McGee, Season 2, Episode 8, and that means we are back from our break. That is right, we had a 1 week break for me to just take some time, refresh myself, as well as to just enjoy a week of playing the new Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, if I'm being honest. And yes, it's really fucking good. But let's actually focus on today's reaction. This is the last episode of Ghost of Molly McGee for the moment. We are going to be going on a hiatus. I don't know how long this hiatus is going to be, but hopefully not too long. Hopefully only a couple months at best. But I haven't heard anything about how long it might be. I don't know. But we'll discuss that more in the afterthoughts. For now, I don't know much of anything about this. All I know is there's a new character introduced in this episode. I don't know anything about them. I've just seen a single screenshot of the character. That's it. So I don't know what's going on. I don't have any context. I don't know the episode titles, though I never remember the episode titles for most shows anyway. But yeah, I'm definitely still interested. And I'm hoping that this ends off for now, since we're going on hiatus. I hope that this episode leaves us on something really good, just to whet our appetites for the future. I think that's the best note we can go off on for now. But let's just get into this and hope for the best. Let's see what this episode has in store. I haven't even seen what people are saying about this, because I was gone yesterday. I went to a party with my friends, a board game party, which I haven't been to since November, half a year. So yeah, I haven't had a chance to really see anybody talking about this. Even before I went to that, I was spending time with my sister, so it's I just haven't had a chance. But yeah, either way, we're going to get this started. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then it fades back in. Everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I looked it up. Kimberly J. Brown is Marnie from Halloween Town. I was right on that. God, I haven't seen those movies in so long, yet I still remember that. She starred in the movies with Debbie Reynolds, and that was my childhood. I grew up with those. The fact that I recognized her voice is wild to me. Of all the voices to recognize, from a few movies from my childhood, I recognize an actress from that. It's what? I guess it's just one of those cases of just this deep inner recess of my mind being accessed very suddenly. I didn't recognize who she was until I saw the name, but still, it's I recognize the voice. It's oh yeah, that sounds familiar to me, and it's now I know why. But let's talk about these two segments, because this was a really good episode. So the first segment here, we have the unhaunting of Brighton Video, and so this centers on the Ghost Squad, whatever they call themselves, trying to unhaunt this old video store so they can turn it into a community center. Ali is trying his best to join the crew and to get on board with things and to deal with, as we find out, his guilt for everything he had done as a ghost hunter, especially now that he knows the truth of things. So he's joining Libby, Molly, Scratch, all of them on this little mission to unhaunt this place. And they're trying to get Blair to leave, but she's just completely stuck to this place. She doesn't want to leave. She finds it to be comforting for her very clearly. And although she's been saying like there's nothing holding her to this mortal plane, it's very blatantly obvious she was lying. It was super obvious that she's hiding something. And we find out Ollie decides to um, side with Blair instead of with the others. And when the others are kicked out, he starts watching movies with Blair and connecting with her because he too has unfinished business. He too feels guilt that is keeping him from moving on. He has his emotional toes, as they put it, his emotional baggage. And so they're connecting, and it's actually really nice to see. And it's like, Ollie is definitely the one who's in the right here. Like, this is a kid who was hunting ghosts and who was very actively against them until just recently, and now he's sticking up for one. He's like, we need to listen to her. We need to side with her. And it's like, that's character growth. It just is. But it's soon made very clear why all this is happening. She reveals that when she was alive, she had rented out this movie, her favorite horror movie, and before her death, she never returned it. She decided to just keep it out, to never return it, because she just kept loving to watch it over and over again. And it's like, I get it. You were really into a movie. It's like watching it over and over and just loving on it and everything. It's like, is great. But and it's like very clear she was like a kid or like a teenager, maybe. Young teenager. It's like, you could have probably just like asked your parents to buy you the movie. It's like, that probably would have been fine. It's just a movie. It's not like you're asking for anything like super expensive. But it's implied that she died young. Like, it's also implied from one of the previous episodes that Scratch might have. So, she probably died in her childhood, which is horrifically tragic. Because it's implied that she just never got a chance to return it. That she passed away before she even could. And it's like, Jesus. Kids will not pick up on that shit. Kids watching this series will not pick up on that, but the adults watching it, it's like, ugh, that's heavy. That's really heavy. But I dig that. I dig it when shows are willing to go that route, in a way where kids won't be turned away from it still. They help her make peace with things and allow her to move on, and it's really sweet. It's really nice to see, and we get to see Ollie deal with his emotional baggage as well. And that allows him to just to move on better and to become a better member of the squad now. So yeah, I'm all good with how this is being handled. With Ollie's character and all. I don't, even though he's on the good side now, I don't want him and Molly to end up together still. I just don't think it would work. I don't think they have much romantic chemistry. Just being kind of similar as people doesn't mean romantic chemistry. I don't want them to end up together. I'm still standing by that. But then we have the second episode here. And I've talked about this in the past with stuff like Amphibia. I love this kind of shit. It's like, I'm white. I'm very clearly white, but I love when shows can showcase other cultures. Because for so long in the history of cartoons and just a lot of TV programs in general, most TV programs in general, it's been very white. Let's be honest. So the fact that so many cartoons nowadays are showing multicultural families and stuff, like, again, like Amphibia has shown it, this shows it, it's just like, we need more of this. It just speaks so much to so many kids out there who are going to be watching these shows and going through a lot of this same stuff and having this cultural connection to it. they need representation too. It's like, again, like I said, I can't speak to any of it. I'm white. I can only speak to what I've seen of it and been told of it. Um, but I can imagine a lot of kids, and again, not just Thai kids and Thai mixed kids and stuff, but a lot of kids from different cultures and all have probably gone through this kind of thing, not feeling like they're enough in representing their culture. And that's really sad that they have to feel that way. And they should be told and they should be reassured that they are enough as they are. That they don't have to live up to some lofty expectation of what it means to be of that culture. And it's great to celebrate and to take part in that culture, but again, you just don't have to let it go overboard and control you like that. Again, just speaking from an outsider perspective, making that very clear. I can't speak to that. I can speak to queer stuff, but not cultural stuff like that. um, but I really I liked the struggle that Molly was going through. I like her cousin and her uncle. They're really nice characters. They definitely are part of this family, let's be honest. And I like to see how the others in the family are trying to connect as well. Like, even before the end, you could kind of see that. Like with Sharon mentioning how rusty she's been, but also you see like Molly's dad, whose name I can't think of right now. You see how he's been practicing a joke in Thai just to impress his family, and it's like, that's cute as fuck. And you see Daryl has been practicing this game online for months, and it's like, they're all doing this because they also face these struggles. They also face these concerns. And even Grandma Nin, like, that was a big one, even though she wouldn't come up the stairs. Even Grandma Nin shouts up from the bottom of the attic stairs. It's like, even when I moved here to America, my sister made me feel like I had become too American. And it's like, that's really sad. That's really sad. And it's like, but it shows that it's like, even her, who it's like Molly kind of saw as like this pinnacle of what it meant to be Thai. Even someone like Grandma Nin has felt those emotions. And that's a big deal. And it shows Molly that she's not alone and that she's still worth it. That she is 100% Molly McGee. That she is enough. She doesn't have to live up to any grand expectations she or anyone else sets. That she is enough on her own as she is. And that's great. That's awesome. It's a beautiful episode with a beautiful message that, again, I'm sure is going to reach a lot of kids who need to hear that. Not to mention, I love seeing cultural stuff in shows as well, just from the cultural outfits to the food and everything, the games. Like, that shit's awesome. Like, I was really excited when Amphibia did that with the episode in season 1, I want to say it was, when Anne like redid the restaurant and everything. Like that episode I still really love. And then of course the stuff when when Anne is back in her world and you see like the temple and everything, and it's like, I love that kind of shit. It's so good because I love learning about other cultures. I genuinely love to learn about them. And I'm not always the best at it, but I want to try. I want to know what other cultures are like. Because it's not just about me. This world is filled with a lot of different people. And just trying to focus on my own shit is just ignoring everyone else out there. And that's not what I want to do. I wanna learn more about other people. I want to find out more. And stuff like this is typically a good way to do so. To learn about cultures through their games, their customs, their dances, their outfits, their foods, stuff like that. That is typically a very good way to learn, or at least to start to learn. Obviously, you can learn about their holidays as well. You can learn about their histories and whatnot, their languages. There's so much there. And some might be a little more difficult in certain ways than others. Like, obviously, some languages are harder to learn than others would be. But just give it a try. Just give it a try. This segment, was really good. I mean, the episode was really good as a whole, too, but the segment was really good. It really got it right, and it felt like the emotion was properly written and handled. It didn't feel like it was forced in. It didn't feel like it was rushed. It felt really well handled. Molly's struggle was emotional, and you cared. Because by this point, we already care about Molly. We already like Molly. So it's like you see her struggle here. You see how much this is actively hurting her. Especially after how much effort she put through in that cram session. It's like, yeah, this is a big deal for her. And you can see how much it's hurting. And so you care. It makes you care. Also, just as a side note, all that food looked amazing. I'm sorry, I'm a hungry bitch. I love good food. I love good cultural foods from around the world, especially like Asian foods. Like, that's my kind of shit. Like, I love Thai food. I love Chinese food. I love Japanese food. I love Korean food, obviously. It's all so good, and I love getting to learn about like what their cultures are like through their food. Most of Thai food, I would say, at least that I've tried, is very spicy. And the same can be said with a lot of Indian food, which I also really love, by the way. Indian food is amazing. And I can handle my spice. I'm actually really good with that. Like when I go to like Indian restaurants and stuff, I usually get the highest spice level, and even the like waitresses and stuff are like, "Are you sure about that?" It's like, yeah, I can handle it, and I can. It's funny though that they question that, probably because I'm white. But yeah, no, I actually have a really good spice tolerance. I'm actually really good with that. I mean, I have spicy spicy vodka right now. I made that short when we started the break. I still have that. I didn't drink it all yet. But yeah, it's like I love spicy shit. So it's like this kind of food just speaks to me as it is. Plus, there's just other flavors as well. Using the different kinds of ingredients that you just don't get with like American cuisine and stuff. It's great. There's a few things I haven't tried, of course, but just in general, everything I have tried has been really good. Either way, I am actually hungry right now too, so this is not really helping with that. Either way, that does unfortunately lead us to our break, our hiatus from this show for now. I do hope it comes back before too long. This series is just so damn good. I want more of it. But because it's going on hiatus, we need something to replace it in its slot on the schedule for now. So this is a first impression series. And because of that, we would replace it with another first impressions. Now, there was already a first impressions I was thinking of bringing in when another show recently ended. And so we're going to bring that in right away. Plus, it's kind of part of this, you could say, new era of animation. Like the current era of animation, stuff like Amphibia, Owl House, Ghost of Molly McGee, this is another series that kind of fits in with that, with in terms of aesthetic and style and humor and representation. This is another series like that that just really fits in with that. It's another one that's obviously a first impression that we did the first episode to, and I've been wanting to get back to it. And the whole season apparently is finished, which took me by surprise, especially when it's like, oh, you bring back Molly McGee and just do 8 episodes, but you do this entire season. Random, but okay. Is it because this is a Marvel property? Because yes, this is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur I'm talking about. I've just been like waiting for a time where I could get back to this, because it's like the first episode was so damn good. On superhero level, in terms of the modern animation, the humor, the characters, it's just like I want to see more. I need to see more. So we're gonna see more. It's being put onto the schedule right away, so we might get to it this week. Possibly, hell, probably will. But yeah, so that's going to be replacing Molly McGee for a while, but Molly McGee will be back, and we will get to that when it does return. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for tuning in. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of The Ghost of Molly McGee? Did you love it as much as I did? Let me know. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.